loves, and welcome to the With Intention podcast by camisophiaaa. Happy New Year. I actually cannot quite believe that it is already 2025. It feels like it has gone so quickly already. In literally, we're a week, okay? We're a week in. Would you believe it? I feel like it's already gonna go so quick. It's gonna be my birthday soon. My birthday is in 8 months, but it's so soon. Anyway, even though I love my wellness, I am absolutely a girl who starts the new year on the 2nd of January, because you best believe the 1st of January I am tired. I am hungover, okay, from my night out. So a bit of a weekly recap for you. I have been feeling so incredibly off. I'm not sure if it's just because I'm tired or if it's the pill or the antibiotics that I'm on for my acne or what, but I am absolutely shattered. And Matt is now back in Liverpool, which in a way is actually really good because I am at home. And the perks of having a long distance boyfriend is the fact that you can get into your routine, you can have a good routine, you sleep at your own house in your own bed every single night. It's fabulous, okay? So it definitely helps me get myself sorted and allow myself to thrive in my routine. Now also, you will never guess what happened. Now if you are watching the YouTube video that I'm actually doing, it's one of my New Year's goals is to do more YouTube videos with the podcast. But if you're watching, then you'll notice that I have big eyelashes on. I have my big eyelashes, and I got eyelash extensions, not because it was something I wanted to do, it was because my mum got me an eyelash curler in my stocking and I used it for the first time and it cut some of my eyelashes off, but luckily not short enough to not be able to have eyelash extensions, hence the eyelash extensions. But yeah, it was a bit annoying. I curled one eye and I was like, oh, okay, nice, she's curled. I went and curled the other eye and I was like, wait, why is it not curled? And I look closer and it's because they've been cut off. That is why, okay? Anyway, the last week of December I just spent loads of time with friends and family and it was so lovely. And I also do want to say a little thank you to all of my Podmas girls that supported it, that entered the giveaway every single day. I love you all. I know that I couldn't let everyone win, obviously there were only 12 winners, but all of them have received their giveaway now, which I have been like reposting on Instagram when you tag me when you get your parcels, which is really exciting. But yeah, so this week's episode was actually inspired by a quote I saw on Pinterest, and I felt a bit of pressure with this episode as it's the first episode of the new year. I wanted it to be special, I wanted it to be motivational, and I feel like especially with Podmas we did cover a lot of different subjects and different things to talk about, so I kind of struggled in that aspect as well, but I wanted it to be very empowering and inspirational, motivational. So I was on Pinterest and this quote actually inspired this whole entire episode, and the quote was, "You are in the era of asking for what you want, trusting the process, refusing to settle, loving yourself, embodying what you want to attract, you're letting go, having faith in the timing of your life, accepting what you can't change, filling your cup first, choosing to grow with it, accepting what you can't change, being present, showing up for yourself, welcoming new people into your life, taking your power back, and healing." Now I think I definitely actually just said one of those twice. I am so not used to having to look at the camera while looking at my phone for my podcast notes, but yes, this is a quote that has inspired this episode. Now I know the new year can be, you know, it can give you this unbelievable pressure to suddenly have your life together, to be in the gym every day, sticking to a certain diet and having a million things and doing a million things to become this dream version of you that can only be achieved if you start on January 1st of a new year. But that is just so far from the truth. I am a big believer that you can choose any day of the week at any time to become the best version of yourself, okay? Because you can take any moment to make that decision for yourself. It's all down to you and your choices. But I think the main thing that I want you to remember, especially at this time of year, is that consistency is so much better than intensity for a short amount of time. So our main focus should be to become 1% better every single day, because all of that is going to add up to something that is so amazing and also really, really sustainable. And one book I actually read last year, which I want to reread, I actually did a LinkedIn post about this book. I love LinkedIn. If you don't have me on LinkedIn, you definitely should, because I always do like really random posts. But I spoke about the book Atomic Habits, and it's one of those books where I definitely think it's worth reading at the start of the year, because it kind of settles those nerves of needing to build these millions of habits in the new year. And it kind of tells you that, you know, you should be 1% better every day and focus on just being that a little bit better rather than making these dramatic changes, because that is going to accumulate to something so amazing. So if you have not read that, you definitely should. So the first thing we're going to talk about is asking for what you want, okay? I have always stood by this, but people are not mind readers, okay? You have to ask for what you want, because if you don't, then you will definitely not get it, okay? It is as simple as that. Now, also, one thing I will also stand by is that you shouldn't have to ask more than once. When you set your boundaries or portray your desires, your person should want to do whatever they can to make sure you feel respected and happy. Plain and simple. Now, next thing we're going to talk about is trusting the process. You have to trust the process, okay? In life, you just have to have trust. I think this one specifically relates to the gym. I think particularly in the new year, people don't trust the process, and if they don't see any progress or weight loss in 2 weeks of consistency, they just give up, okay? But please, again, trust the process. Trust that all of your micro habits are going to build up to something absolutely incredible with time. You have no idea how amazing life can get, so stay focused on your goals and just trust the process. It can be so easy to just get stuck in the mindset of worrying, especially when you feel like you're putting a lot of work into something and getting nothing out of it, whether that is your job or with friendships or your health journey, whatever it is. But I promise you, if you are putting in the work, the results will come. So I want you to not use your energy to worry about these things. I want you to use your energy to believe, to create, to trust, grow and heal, okay? We are in a new era, and part of entering that new era is trusting the process. Now, I saw a little bit of this like script, and it really shaped this exactly. So let me share it with you. What is destined for you will arrive with unmistakable clarity, devoid of any confusion or any uncertainty. When the right opportunities or circumstances come your way, they will resonate clearly with your path and purpose. Trust the process and remain open to receiving these moments of clarity that align perfectly with your journey. So this basically means that when something comes along and it's meant for you, you are not going to feel uncertain, you're not going to feel confused. So trust the process, because it is coming for you, I promise. Now, next thing we are going to cover is refusing to settle. Now, this one can honestly be applied to any aspect of your life, whether that is with your friends, with your job, or whether it's just with your own standards. I want you to set high standards for yourself, because you deserve nothing but the best. In 2025, we are raising our standards because, again, we deserve nothing but the best. So I want you to hold yourself to a high standard, because you know how limitless your potential is. And the biggest disservice you can do for yourself is choosing to play small and settling for a small life that actually doesn't align with your true capabilities. Now, in the new year, we are all going to take time to set ourselves goals, because we know we deserve to be happy and healthy and rich in all aspects of our life. And when you neglect that part of your life and your goals and your aspirations, you are choosing to settle. Now, again, this could be with friendships, jobs, relationships, whatever it is. I want us to make sure we are not settling. If you are settling for less, then maybe that's because that option is easier than, you know, going to the gym every day and getting up early, or getting up early to work on your dream business idea, or whatever it is. But I promise you now, nothing worth having is ever going to be easy. Now, again, life is too short to, you know, be settling for less than what you deserve. So maybe right now you are questioning your relationship about whether you are settling, and if you are thinking this, then you probably are, just to let you know. But maybe you're asking for more but you're not getting it, so you are deciding whether you should settle, but the right person will see you. And I think part of understanding how to not settle is by working on loving yourself and understanding what you deserve. And that is going to lead me on to my next one, okay? Loving yourself. Loving yourself. 2025, if 2024 wasn't this already, 2025 is going to be the year where you start or continue to love yourself. So when you start loving yourself, life is going to start loving you too. When you love yourself, you are making your vibration high, which means you're going to start to attract more opportunities and more blessings into your life. Now, everything truly, so truly starts with you, okay? You are the root to everything in your life. So self-love is the highest frequency that attracts everything and more. Now, you know, how can you actually expect someone else to love you or see your potential if you can't even see that in yourself, or if you don't even love yourself? So when thinking about loving yourself and starting your self-love journey, there are so many ways you can go. We've definitely spoken about this quite a few times on the podcast, because I just feel like part of the whole With Intention brand is loving yourself. The With Intention girlies understand that if you want to live your dream life, you have to understand that you deserve it, and you have to love yourself enough to chase it and set these goals and achieve these goals. So I think something that truly worked for me is practicing being confident alone. So going to cafes or restaurants alone, or going to the cinema by myself. Just spending time alone really helps you enjoy your own company, and then you become so confident in knowing what you bring to the table that you are willing to eat alone until you find the right table. Now, I started to really take pleasure in being by myself, and I feel like when you are spending time by yourself, you find out new things about yourself, you learn new things, you get to know yourself, and you also get to know how fun you are, how good you are to spend time with. And that is where that confidence and self-love builds up, because once you know yourself, you can begin to love yourself, and not only for your amazing qualities, but you can also start to accept your quirks, or things that, you know, maybe you used to not like but now you love about yourself. So what I want you to do is treat yourself like someone you love. Be kind to yourself, because the way that you speak to yourself matters, okay? Fall in love with how hard you work, with how hard you try to be a good person, with the way you deal with problems. I want you to value all of those things that you tend to ignore about yourself, and stop being so hard on yourself. Now, next thing is embodying what you want to attract. Now, like attracts like. What you put out into the universe in terms of your thoughts, your feelings, your energy, that is what you are going to attract back. So I want you to focus on emitting positively, because when you are positive, you will receive positive energy back. Now, I have definitely spoken about this in terms of body positivity and talking to your body in a kind way, because your brain cannot tell when you are lying or being sarcastic, but this is all honestly about the law of attraction. So yes, we can make the vision boards. I bet we've all made our 2025 vision boards, okay? We can make the vision boards and write down our goals, but part of the law of attraction is doing what you can to make it come your way. So when you work hard and put time and energy into your goals, you will get so much closer to achieving them in comparison to if you are writing them down and then procrastinating and making excuses as to why you can't lose weight, because you won't go to the gym, or why you won't quit your corporate job but then you won't pick up a laptop and start the work to build your side hustle. Like, it doesn't make sense to me, okay? I think the main thing that you will realize, particularly when it comes to being what you attract and achieving your goals, is you have to put in the work. And you have to get yourself going, because you are the only person that is going to get you there. If you are in a slump, you are the only person that is going to get you out of it, okay? So embody what you want to attract. If you want to attract confident, outgoing friends, then you need to make a conscious effort to also be confident and outgoing. If you want to attract a partner that will love you unconditionally, you might actually want to start loving yourself unconditionally. Okay, it is not what you want that you attract what you believe to be true. Now, next thing we're going to talk about is letting go. The ultimate truth is that unless you let go, unless you forgive yourself, unless you forgive the situation, unless you realize that the situation is over, you cannot move forward. You cannot change what has already happened, what you did or what you decided, but you have two choices. You can wallow in it. You can be in a chokehold of guilt and shame, and it's just going to hold you back from the next phase of your life. Or you can decide that you've punished yourself for long enough, okay? Things that you can never change. And what I want you to do is just set a time, a date, and that is when you're just going to stop. You're going to stop feeling guilty, you're going to stop wallowing, and you're going to just forgive yourself and move forward. Because when you dwell on the past, you are stopping the future from letting itself in. Time is going to pass whether you like it or not. So you can either make the conscious decision to let it go, forgive yourself and forgive others, or you can stay stuck in a cycle of guilt and resentment, and that is going to get you absolutely nowhere. So the good thing about New Year is that you can actually just make the decision and say, I'm leaving that in 2024. I'm leaving that in last year. Like, we're in a new year, we're moving forward and we're letting go. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is having faith in the timing of your life. Now, I've definitely spoken about this many times before, but I want to share this story with you again in case you're a new listener, or maybe you just need a little bit of a reminder. So I was in second year of uni when everyone was applying for placement years. Now, if you're in like another country, a placement year is basically like an internship where you go and work for a year, but you do get paid for it, but it's basically just job experience. And a lot of people were applying, so I was like, do you know what, I'm just gonna apply. Like, I actually had no idea what I was doing, which is probably why I didn't get it. Like, I was definitely not answering these questions correctly or anything. Like, it just wasn't good, okay? I was applying to these things, not really wanting it, which again is embodying what you attract. But yeah, so I was applying to all of these things and I didn't even hear back from one, and I was pretty gutted about it. I was pretty upset, and I was feeling a bit down that the friends that I made at uni were going to their placement years and I was going straight into third year of uni, which in the end worked out because I continued with it. And I kid you not, a month later one of my videos went viral, and a month after that I went full-time on social media. Full-time on social media while I was at uni. So that is trust the process, okay? Because yes, I got rejected. So maybe you got rejected from your dream job or your dream school or by your dream guy or girl, okay? But I promise you, rejection is just redirection. So maybe the rejection happened and you're not sure where to go. Maybe you're stuck in that midpoint, but I want you to have faith in the timing of your life, because I promise you it will absolutely all work out. Now, next thing I want to talk about is accepting what you can't change. Now, this one is definitely for all of the older sisters out there, okay? Me included on this, because I constantly try to do everything, constantly try to be perfect and control everything and have everything together, okay? And I want you to accept that you can't do everything. You can't change everything. Some people can't be changed, and that is okay, because it is not your job to change them or to fix them. You cannot fix someone who does not want to be fixed. Now, I wanted to tie this in off also with nothing changes if nothing changes. You cannot become what you want to be while remaining where you are. Okay, at this time of year as well, it is so easy to feel this immense pressure about picking up 1,000 new habits to be the healthiest version of yourself. But the advice that I could give you is to just decide to start behaving like the dream version of yourself. Start making decisions like she would. So, you know, rather than thinking about skipping the workout class that you booked the night before because it feels too early in the morning, think to yourself, what would my dream self do? Realistically, your dream self is going to get up. She's going to go to the workout class and she's going to feel really good for doing so. Now, you have to make the change because nothing changes if nothing changes, okay? So behave like your dream self and be proud of yourself. Push yourself. This year is all about discipline and feeling good in yourself and kind of living with the feminine flow. Now, next one is filling up your cup first. Now, like we said before, to attract better, you need to be better yourself. So stop doing the same things and expecting change. Nothing changes if nothing changes. Stop blaming others and start transforming your mindset. I want you to use this kind of time of year as well, especially because it's dark outside. I feel like there's not as many social plans going on. But I want you to use this time to upgrade your habits, start being more positive. I am a big believer that you cannot pour from an empty cup. Now, when I say this, it basically means you can't give people anything if you don't have anything to give. So find ways to recharge yourself, make time for yourself to feel good, spend time by yourself, do self-care, maybe sleep in a bit longer, maybe read a book with a cup of tea, maybe you do your makeup and get dressed for the day and make yourself feel good. 2025 is the year where we will be doing everything we can to make ourselves feel good. We deserve to feel joy, to feel happy, and to feel loved by others. And the only way we can give love, to receive love, is by filling our own cup. Now, next thing I want to talk about is choosing to grow through it. Now, growing through things you never thought you would go through will take you places that you never thought you would get to. Now, I'm sure most of us have had times where we have been going through it. Maybe you've been bullied, had issues with your body image, been cheated on, maybe you've been dumped, whatever it is, you can go through it and you have to go through it, okay? There is no way you can't go through it, but what you can choose to do is grow through it. So growth is going to be uncomfortable and it definitely isn't easy. It's something that is definitely going to feel uncomfortable, but it's only uncomfortable because you haven't been there before. Now, here are some signs that you are growing that you may not even realize are growth. You enjoy your own company. You don't ask for external validation. You're not so hard on yourself. You're not as irritated with people. You're able to say no without feeling guilty. You're more content inside. You feel yourself being more present. You don't over-explain yourself. You are able to manage your emotions and you don't need everyone to like you. Now, I truly hope that one of these applies to you, and if you're feeling like none of these do, then I again want you to trust the process because you are probably in the discomfort part of growth. And I promise you it's gonna get better. You'll get to the bit where you're not uncomfortable anymore and it will feel amazing to have grown through it. Discomfort is just the little step before acceptance. Now, the next thing I want you to do is practice being present. Being present in this day and age is so hard, okay? We are constantly distracted and we constantly have unlimited access to these distractions on our phones, on TV, or when we go on a walk outside. We're probably listening to music. We're probably on our phones while we're walking. We're not actually being present. So here are some ways you can be more present. So what I want you to do is actually set the intention to be more present, okay? With intention is all about intentional living, okay? Doing everything with intention. So what I want you to do is set set yourself up with an intention to be present. That is the first thing you need to do, is acknowledge what you are wanting to achieve. Now, next thing you could do is practice deep breathing. I actually love this one because it is a great way to feel present, because you're so focused on your breathing you can't think about anything else. Next thing is notice your surroundings. Look at the things around you, the trees, the grass, the windows, the flowers, the people. Look around you and take things in. Listen without the need to respond. Reduce distractions, so put your phone away first. This is something I definitely want to do in the mornings. I feel like I go on my phone straight away and I'm literally on my emails immediately. Like, I have no break, which is absolutely okay, but I really want to work on that. So that is something I'm going to do to, again, be more present. Enjoy the moment. So take in that first sip of coffee. The first sip of coffee is always so nice as well, okay? So take that in. It's the same as, you know, when you're having a shower, really do some breathing in there. Smell the products you're using. Breathe. Feel good in the steamy shower, okay? It's all about enjoying the little moments. Now, next thing I want you to do is show up for yourself. Now, the best way to show up for yourself is actually doing the things you said you were going to do, whether that is eating well or doing a workout or trying to make more plans with friends. Whatever that is, I want you to actually keep these promises that you have made to yourself. Commit to your habits, your practices, and the routines that are going to be good for your well-being, even when you don't want to. Allow yourself to feel a variety of feelings without labeling them as wrong or negative, okay? The other day, in fact, it was literally yesterday. And basically, I signed up for a 6:45 bar class and my alarm went off at 5:45, because I always set my alarm about an hour before the class starts, because then it gives me like half an hour to get ready, and then I always leave half an hour before the class starts, just so I have enough time to get settled when I get there and I can get a good space. But anyway, so I woke up and I was literally like, oh my days, I do not want to do this. I was tired, my body was aching from the workout before, and I was just like, oh, I can't be bothered. And then I actually asked myself, what would my dream self do? What would she do? She would get up, she would go. And honestly guys, after that workout class, I felt so incredibly good. The energy was high, the vibes were high, it was just good vibes. I definitely did not regret doing it. So yeah. And the thing is as well, this is your little reminder, especially at this time of year, if you skip a workout or, you know, maybe you slip off of your goals that you have set, whatever they are, I want you to remember to be compassionate to yourself. Let yourself start over again as many times as you need. You don't have to wait until the next January 1st to start your health journey. You can absolutely start it on a random Wednesday afternoon in May if that is what you need to do. Take care of your basic needs, such as eating, staying hydrated, getting enough sleep, and moving your body. All of this is a form of self-love, of putting yourself first. Now, next thing I want to talk about is welcoming new people into your life. I get so many DMs from girls saying that they're feeling like they don't have any time or any friends and, you know, anyone they can spend time with. So I just wanted to touch on this a little bit. 2025 is the year I want you to put yourself out there, okay? I want you to go out of your way to talk to new people and make new friends. You can do this by going up to a girl in the gym and asking her where her outfit is from, by asking someone in a cafe queue next to you if they have a drink recommendation, okay? Honestly, I have met so many of my friends by just putting myself out there. Compliment their outfit, swipe up to their story, just take a leap and literally message them and say, do you want to go for a coffee? Like, do you fancy going for a coffee? That's all you need to say. And the thing is, there are so many ways to put yourself out there. It's unbelievable. And I know if you're shy or if you're an introvert, the thought of doing anything like this is totally scary. But the worst thing that could happen is you don't end up going for a coffee, or they just don't get back to you. Like, that is the worst thing that could happen. So take this year as a sign to just DM the girl that you have been wanting to DM if you feel like you guys could be friends. So go to workout classes, try new cafes, put yourself out there, and the universe will reward you, I promise. Now, last thing I want to touch on today is healing. I know some of you will definitely have set a goal this year to heal, whether that is your mind or maybe physically, or maybe you want to heal your gut. I think healing is such a personal thing, but here are a few ways you can heal yourself. Now, the first thing is only spend time with authentic people. Like we just said, making new friends. You will find your tribe, okay? You will. I literally, maybe 3 years ago or 2 years ago, I'm sure I actually did an episode on the podcast about how I was like wanting more friends and how I'm going to put myself out there, like 2 years ago. And genuinely now I have such a beautiful group of friends. I see my friends so much and I value every single one of them, and I definitely think it just took that time being alone to allow myself to put myself out there and also understand how I can be a good friend and how others could be good friends for me. So only spend time with authentic people. Next is choose yourself in the small moments. So in the small moments where you could skip self-care, make the decision to do it, because that is what's going to make you feel good and you are going to choose yourself. I read that wrong. Read books that inspire you. I love a good book. Oh my gosh, guys, I forgot to include it in the weekly recap. Basically, I was reading this book called Freak. I'm like in my thriller horror era right now with my books, and I was reading it and I read it all, absolutely loved it, and I saw that there was another one called Creep by Jennifer Hiller and it's the same author, so I was amazing, I'm gonna love that. And I didn't realise, but Creep is part 1 to Freak. So I actually read part 2, really enjoyed it, not realising that it was part 2 of the story. So I'm kind of doing it a bit backwards, but I don't mind, so I'm quite excited for that. But yeah, read books that inspire you. I can't exactly say that serial killer murder thing is inspiring me, but I'm really enjoying reading it and it's getting me to stop scrolling on my phone before bed, so always a plus. Another thing you could do to heal is rest. Rest is something that is so remarkably important and people don't do it enough. I think by rest, I don't mean going on your phone, sleeping, going on your phone again. Like, that's not what I mean. By rest, it could be meditation, it could be red light therapy, it could be having a bath, it could be doing things for yourself that are going to recharge you and make yourself feel good. Now, next thing you're going to do to heal is consume uplifting content. Our diet is not just what we eat, it's what we watch, it's who we spend time with, it's what we consume. So make sure that you are consuming content that is making you feel good, that is going to make you feel energized and excited and motivated, because otherwise you're not going to heal, okay? We don't want to be watching content that's going to make ourselves feel insecure or feel like we need to compare ourselves to other people. It's just not the vibe, okay? It's just not the vibe. Anyway, so let's wrap up today's episode with a quote of the week. The next season of my life will require new levels of courage, confidence and consistency from me. No matter how I feel, I will not allow fear to hold me back. I want this, I deserve this, and I am determined to have it. I love this because it kind of rounds up the whole episode of everything being so personal to one person. Like, healing would look different for you as it does to me, restoring and rest looks different to you maybe as it does for me, but I just love that this new era of our lives are so catered to each person, and I'm really looking forward to entering it with you guys. So thank you so much for listening to today's episode or watching it if you're on YouTube. I love you all so much. Please make sure to rate the podcast because it helps so much. And I love you all, and I will see you next week. Bye.